Hello everyone, my name is Cubero and welcome once again to another interview for the Western Carolina University Master in Entrepreneurship. Today we'll be talking to the owners and founders of Manhattan Running Company here in Manhattan, Kansas, a store that specializes in running shoes, clothing, and accessories for athletes. Today with us, Ben and Trey. But thanks for the opportunity to interview you guys. So tell us a little bit about how you started Manhattan Running Company.
Started kind of getting everything together that we needed to, as far as business plan and finances and the information we needed to open the store. And then as we worked through it and started to do it, we decided to quit our jobs and move on, and we just kind of went full steam ahead and opened the store.
Wow. So you both graduated from Oklahoma State University.
Right.
Do you guys have a degree on business?
Marketing. I'm marketing with a minor in management, and Trey is a management major with a minor in marketing, and then he went on to get his MBA.
Oh wow, interesting. So why was the main reason for you to start your own business?
Always wanted to work for ourselves. My dad always told me figure out what you'd like to do and figure out how to get paid for it. And so I love to run. Both Trey and I ran cross country and track at Oklahoma State University, and so it's what we did and what we know, and so we're passionate about it. And so it was very easy for us to take that along with our business degrees and figure out a way to make a career out of it. That's what we've done.
Trey, so Ben already explained us a little bit how you guys started and your background on marketing, and you have your MBA.
Yeah. And
you're both avid runners. So how was that transition from knowing the technical stuff, you know how to run, and you know what runners need? So how did you transition from that knowledge to being an entrepreneur?
Well, a lot of it was learning as we went. As we first started, we had to do a business plan, which I had done several in my MBA, so I thought that helped quite a bit. So I took the business plan, then I had several books about business plans, and I wrote it out, and it took me about 6 months probably to write the whole business plan, lots of revisions, and then I would send to him. We were actually in different cities at the time. I would send it to him, he would look at it, and we would go back and forth. And then the hardest part was trying to do the financials, because you never know what, we estimated so low it was not even funny. We ended up, we've, hit our 5-year mark goal in year 1.5. So we far exceeded what we did. But we took the, if this is the littlest we could do and still make it. And that's the approach that we took. We knew about the running. We knew a little bit about the shoes, because obviously we would wear them. When we started out, this store was about half the size it is right now. We started kind of small, and we grew with what people kept asking for. A lot of the things we have in here we didn't even know about at the time we opened. We'd have someone say, hey, I love Belega socks. We're like, what is that? We'll find out. So as people started telling us stuff, we started finding more and more out, and as we got years into the business, we knew a little bit more. But we found the stuff that we liked, and even if we didn't know it, we were passionate about it, and we would find it out. So one of the big things is just being honest with people. If you don't know, tell them you don't know, and then find out. Say, hey, I don't know, but I'll find out. And if you do that, most people are pretty good with it.
Wow. So what challenges do you face starting the business? So you already talked about a little bit on the finances.
Yeah, some of the challenges were obviously a location. We wanted to have a good location, but also, cost benefit, obviously, because if you look at the mall and down on Points and stuff like that, rent was very expensive. We felt like we didn't really, for our type of store, we didn't need or want the mall traffic. We didn't need just people walking in. We felt like we were a destination place. People had a goal in mind. They knew what they wanted. They would come to us specifically. So we didn't feel like we had to be like into the mall or next to it. There was also another shoe store. I mean, those were all the shoe stores. So there's nothing on this side of town. We like this side of town. We're right next to the linear trail. So people, you know, you can stop at the store, go for a run, come back. We've got water and all that stuff. So the location for us was nice here because there was also a trail that we could instantly run to, which is nice. So that was one of the things. The other was getting the loan. I mean, we basically opened this store right as everything was going south. You know, I mean, we're still kind of in a little recession, but we opened literally right as that was happening. So there wasn't a lot of people lending money.
It was it was difficult.
It's difficult
to get the loan. Do you also look for investors at the beginning?
No, we just wanted to do it ourselves. I mean, we had to put in obviously portions of our own money, but we then got a loan. We started, like I said, small. So we started out small and built our way up. I mean, we have 4 times the amount of stuff that we did when we opened. So, but the good business plan and the very detailed business plan helped us to get our loan. We actually didn't, I mean, it wasn't super hard to get our loan, but there wasn't a lot of loans just being given out at that time. So the bank that we went with really believed in what we were doing, thought we, you know, were a good risk. We're still here, so hopefully, you know, that's good. But that was one of the challenges, and just, you know, opening up, you know, you can go to all the business classes you want, you can take all the classes, but until you're really it doesn't sink in. And
yes, like running a bike, you can read a book about how to run a bike, but if you don't have one,
right, it's not going to make any sense. And you know, I had never worked in retail before. I mean, I felt like, you know, I could talk to people, it wasn't a big problem. If I believed in a product, I had no problem selling it. Ben had worked at a store before, but for us, like, literally, we opened the doors and we're like, what do we do? I mean, we literally just learned as we went, and as we talked to people and as we helped people, we learned kind of, okay, this is how we're going to do it. This is our technique. This is our groove. And like I said, most of the time, if we're just talking to people like a conversation and helping them pick out shoes, they ask us stuff. We tell, you know, we have a lot of knowledge between us because we've both been running for 18 to 20 years. We've had almost every injury you can think of. I mean, we've run most of every race you can think of.
What's the most common injury on running?
Oh, probably plantar fasciitis, which is an inflammation of the arch of your foot. That's just a common for everybody. So that one, you know, as we've gone through, we figured out what works, and so sometimes it feels like we're a doctor, you know, trying to diagnose people, and sometimes we know what's going on, and sometimes we just have to say, hey, I think you should really go see a doctor because we've tried these things and it's not working.
To me. I had what they diagnosed me with sciatica, but I had a herniated disc.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. What do you focus on when selecting the members of your team?
Well, it's nice if they're a runner. It doesn't have to be a prerequisite, but if they're a runner, it's better because, like I said, when the people come in here, they expect to have our employees have a little bit more knowledge than, like I said, just going to the mall. So if they run or if they're in some kind of active activity, you know, CrossFit or lift or whatever, it does help a little bit, but it's not necessary. Most of the time, just looking for someone who's a good people person. You know, patience, because sometimes it's hard. You know, someone looks at 100 shoes, you just got to bring out 100 shoes. It's fine. And just, you know, and all over just being courteous. The rest of the stuff, I mean, we can usually teach. Like, we can teach about the shoes, we can teach about the gait analysis, we can teach about the other stuff. But a good attitude, a little bit of knowledge of running is nice in case they ask questions, but we're usually here, you know, to fall back on. Just someone who is motivated and wants to be here. You know, it's not just a job to them, it's actually like they care that they help someone get in a good shoe so they can achieve their goal, whether it's a 5K or a marathon or a 100 miler or whatever it's going to be. So.